GM, welcome,
G
welcome.
Mercy.
Bonjour, bonjour
Gmail.
to my baguette.
Gmail. Gmail
July
baguette.
2nd, Wednesday, the middle of the Golden Bull Run. How's France?
The first 10% of the Golden Moon.
Extra French. Extra baguette French. You just say baguette, cigarette, and food comes. But it's hot. There's a heat wave. There was a heat wave past couple weeks.
This seems to be
Well, was it 40 degrees?
Yeah, like 100 Fahrenheit, 40, hot as fuck.
a
But dude,
common.
what about this? Did you guys talk about Hood on the last show?
I'm trying to think if we did. We did a little bit. We talked about the I think tokenized stocks. Sorry.
Yeah, the stuff Robinhood is launching, the tokenized stocks and Robinhood chain.
But they're running it on Arbitrum first, and then they're gonna
They're
kick
launching the
Arbitrum.
stocks on Arbitrum, and then they're gonna make their own. I think it's gonna be on Orbit chain on Arbitrum, though.
Correct.
Like they're calling it a layer 2, but it's like Arbitrum has been calling it a layer 3.
No, you can technically launch your own L2 or L3, on as an Orbit. Like the thing that is I think nice about Orbit chains is that you can choose you can fully customize like all of your parameters for the chain, and you can choose your own gas token. So let's say Robinhood wanted to use like let's say Hood goes on chain, right? Like they want to use Hood as their gas token in the future, or X Hood or something. They could do that. So they can fully customize their own closed off environment or execution, layer.
But do they control it? Like, let's say something bad happens, right? Like, can
Yeah.
they
They are in full
rewind it?
control, and they're leveraging the security of Ethereum to settle all their transactions and data. Yep. Yeah, so we talked a bit about the stocks. It wasn't too clear, I think, when we were streaming what exactly they were doing it with their chain. But it seems now that their plan is launch using Arbitrum, then launch Robinhood chain using Arbitrum, and we will kind of see where things go from there. But we have it seems like we were talking about just before we started Robinhood and Coinbase as the kind of behemoth like US companies that are, I guess, really kind of making waves, pushing forward right now in what will we call them? I don't know what, like TradFi crypto sector?
Regulated crypto
Regulated
sector.
crypto? And then I just saw today that Circle applied for a US banking license, which will allow them to act as a custodian for its own reserves, hold crypto
Oh, wow.
assets on behalf of institutional clients. And it just makes me think like, and I don't mean this necessarily in a bad way, but like where does this end? Do they just become a bank where you can do all of your financial services right from your Coinbase account? And I assume Robinhood would follow. Like, is that the future in 5 years? You can just direct deposit to Robinhood, have a checking, a savings. You already have your brokerage account, access to crypto. Like, I don't see how something like that doesn't replace or doesn't, I don't want to say replace, but doesn't start competing with traditional banks.
Better than Chase and TD Bank, right?
100%.
100%. Yeah.
100%. Like there's not even a question about it. The only benefit you get from them is access to mortgage loans, which getting one from Chase is like, I couldn't advise against that more.
Yeah. Imagine if
Well,
they get to that point, like
didn't
eventually.
Robinhood do like not whitelisting, white labeled banking? Like it wasn't even a real bank. They weren't a real bank. They were using like what Wise does or what anybody else does. They're using like Evolve Bank and Trust, Metropolitan Bank, and they're doing like a white labeled banking service, like to send money in and out because they actually never had a license, banking license. So if it's actually Robinhood Bank and not a white labeled service anymore, that they get all the fees, they get all the flow. So go look at the stock. The stock is pre-market almost $100. I hit 100 last night,
Ooh.
or this morning pre-market it hit 100. But it's just up only, right? Like if we look from November 23, it was $8. Now it's 98. The low was 6 or something.
Absolute insanity.
They turned it around with that gold card, that gold Robinhood card. That was your time to buy.
The 3% cash back across the board card.
Yeah, but I don't know anybody who actually has it. I think it's still like a limited run.
You can pay everything except rent and taxes, essentially, with that gold card.
Why can't you pay rent? What if it was like a portal? Like
You
an online
probably
portal?
could. Yeah, you probably can through like the payment portals.
So just taxes.
No annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, 3% cash back on all categories, 5%
And it's
cash
real
back
gold or
on
something? There's the
travel.
real gold in the card?
There's what?
Real gold in the card, right? It's not just
Is it?
yeah, I think so. I think that's like the whole point.
Let me see. Card numbers for smart and more private.
It's not just like the Amex gold, like the whatever, aluminum or whatever they're doing.
I'm looking how far away Circle and Robinhood are from being either a brokerage or a bank.
What do we got?
So they're pretty far from being an actual bank, like FDIC insured and everything, but they could become brokerages. Robinhood is like halfway through being that. It just doesn't have retirement accounts, and I think some brokerages have like FDIC insurance, like Schwab, right?
Yeah.
So Robinhood doesn't have that, but it has a brokerage license. So, but Circle doesn't have any of that yet.
People are predicting Circle stock to keep going up. I saw something thinking it's going to go up another 30% for the end of the year. Circle is, I definitely didn't see it running up this quick or as hard. This
Yeah,
year.
after people started footing it.
But it got nuked too, right? Like it hit almost 300, or it did hit
on
300.
launch it got nuked, right? Or
Yeah.
No, I mean it's from now 300 to 180.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's down like 40%.
Now's your time.
Get in now. Not financial advice.
Do you think it's because of their S&P 500 debut? So people are so
I think
bullish now. They're up. It's up what, like 43% in June.
I mean, it's still up 162% from launch, and they IPO'd at 30, and then they started trading at 60. So it's up 162% from $60, but at the all-time high was up like almost 400%, dude. What is that? 350, 370? Insane.
Yeah. Did they ever come to a conclusion about the Zelensky suit?
At this point, it's a scam. Talking about potentially refunding people or something. I just sold it at like a slight profit, like fucking 25% or something. So I stopped following it.
They're saying it's not a suit because it doesn't have a tie.
It's like they're
it's
saying
even
it's a blazer with
it's even
something.
stupider than that, Marty. It's not because of the tie. They're saying that the blazer is more stylized than a suit top.
Yeah,
Than a
Doesn't make
typical
any
suit
sense.
jacket. And that
A
he didn't
blazer
wear a
is
tie.
a suit top. I guess
It's a
the difference could be the length.
suit inspired outfit.
We went over this. This is something we went into on the last one, that like a blazer jacket is a suit top. It's if they
Yeah.
said if the market was for wear a tuxedo, that would be a different story.
Sure,
There'd be
sure,
there'd be no argument, no question, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
you could even have like a mesh blazer be a suit top.
Yes, but a blazer jacket and a suit jacket, there is no fucking difference. There's literally no difference.
The difference, I guess, is the
blazer-
length.
bla-
But
the-
it's style different is a shit argument for sure.
Like what are they trying to say? That a blazer jacket you technically can buy on its own, like, and a suit
Yeah,
is
It's
paired together.
it's not a 3-piece suit, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, I didn't say that right. Oh, it's not a 3-piece suit with a tie.
It didn't
sure.
say a 3-piece suit, right? That's the thing.
Just-
They
yeah.
didn't
Yeah, it didn't.
You can't be vague and then run it back and say like, wait a minute. We meant to be more specific. Like, that's not how it works. If you say suit is general, right? Like a suit.
Mhm.
Him showing up in dress pants and a blazer that match
Is a suit. Is a suit. Yeah, because even the tech billionaires, they wear a fucking t-shirt under their suit, under the blazer and with the suit pants. So
there's a fucking, I'm trying to think of what the word is. It's like,
Look, they've been saying final review for like the past week, and it keeps getting delayed. But it looks like it's a scam, exit scam.
Polymarco is a scam. And the shirt is even a collared shirt. It's
Dude,
not
this
a
is like
t-shirt.
one of the
It's
most
buttoned all the way up.
disputed bets. Is so
Okay.
retarded.
So here's the thing, right? Like, there's actually a word for this. It's a style. It's an Italian word for chaos. It's called sprezzatura. And if you notice how nice like Italian guys dress, how they like they it's not always in suits, but it's like it's very
It's layered. It's
fashionable,
layered.
very
Yeah.
nice. But there's something about it, right? What they do is there's always something off. Like they'll wear the suit, but like no tie, no undershirt, just like the dress shirt, but then the top buttons are undone. They'll wear a suit jacket, but the handkerchief isn't folded properly. They'll have their it's intentional, right? Like they do something that breaks like the traditional style intentionally for it to be stylish, right? And like the act of wearing like a t-shirt, right? Like a nice t-shirt underneath the suit jacket is like a form of that. Not wearing the tie, but still looking good and everything else, like, is a form of that, right? So I don't understand how, when like breaking from tradition, but still looking stylish in like the type of clothing that you're wearing is there's actually a fucking word for that, right? Like it's a type of modification of a style. And we're still arguing about whether or not this is a fucking suit or not.
No, his suit. He's wearing his suit.
12,000 comments.
He's wearing a button-up shirt, a black button-up, all the way to the top. It's not that. That's a suit with a blazer over it. That's a suit and suit pants. It's not like he's in a tank top, wife beater tank top with a blazer and jeans. Okay, sure, that's not a suit.
If he showed up in fucking jeans and a blazer, then you can say that's a blazer, not a suit jacket. you know?
Yep.
But if you wear fucking matching dress pants with a fucking blazer or a suit jacket, it's a fucking suit.
Where did he wear it? Where was the debut? Where was he going in the suit?
It was the
NATO summit. It's okay. Looks like a suit to me.
The NATO summit, G20, NATO summit.
NATO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much is on the line? What's the?
I don't know anymore.
It says 14 million on this article, but I don't know. But it's down to like 1% now. Like the scam is the fix is in.
They fixed the market.
Sold it at like 20%.
You know, it brings up the question, like, how many times can this happen before people just like use Kalshi or use somewhere else? Because this has always been something that's kind of been like discussed in the background as an issue with Polymarket. And
But isn't Kalshi regulated? This would never happen on a regulated market. Like what? Kalshi didn't have it.
I don't think Kalshi did have it, but I'm pretty sure you can fucking trade anything on Kalshi. Who will President
12,000
Trump pardon this
comments.
year? Who will
12,000
Elon
comments.
Musk say Donald Trump before July 3rd, 2025? You could 100% trade this on Kalshi.
Mm-hmm.
Will Bruno Mars be overtaken as the most streamed monthly artist on Spotify? Like, dude, people are betting on shit like that.
Really? Jesus. No, I'm more curious, like, why or how this all, like, all the volume picked up, all these sports betting and prediction markets all really picked up in the last year, especially in America. And was it the election that really picked up the prediction market? Was it like how is Kalshi regulated? I never like where sports betting is like state by state, and then Kalshi's all 50 states, 51 states with Canada, or how's that working?
Let's see.
Like it just seemed like it came out of nowhere, and now it's regulated, and you've net with the CFTC, and nobody
It
had
is
even heard of
regulated by
this
the
thing
CFTC.
over a year ago.
I'm not seeing where. Let's see.
You can read. Oh, okay. You can read the regulatory filing. I don't. I don't want to read the regulatory filing. I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, trust security. Yeah, sure, I get it. But like, how did they get approved so fast? Where like you had never even heard the name Kalshi before last year?
Yeah, probably last year. Maybe the year
Kalshi is
before.
from.
Times.
Okay, well, Kalshi's from 2018, so we're not doing that well. They approved regulatory approval in 2020, so we're definitely not in the loop with prediction markets.
Because nobody was using them until the election.
Okay.
Like until the run up of the election, people. I should say honestly, a little bit. It was the run up to the election. It was during the debates and things like that where it started really picking up. And I think it just had to do with market conditions. Like we are in an industry of degenerate gamblers.
Yeah.
There was a venue where there was something fun and interesting to trade. You know, I think Polymarket fell right into the like trading memes kind of narrative where you're able to trade really funny scenarios and say like, will Trump say this tonight? Will Biden do this tonight? Will this person, wear this coat? And like that shit's funny to people. So I think that helped. And then with it picking up mainstream attention and kind of falling into the everyone's laps, your mom, your dad, your aunt, and your uncle. And I talked about this a lot back when it was going on, that Polymarket was like the best form of adoption that we've ever seen, because as an application, you have regular people that would never touch, trade, or be interested in crypto talking about one of the most popular crypto apps. You have mainstream news outlets using it as a data source rather than
Yeah, that was insane.
And that was where you kind of see this this merging of our two worlds, where the UX has gotten to a point where normies are no longer seeing it as a crypto app. They're just seeing it as an app to either gather data from or to trade on. And then you have our group that sees it for what it is. It's an app on fucking Polygon.
I wonder, I got to read up more about it, but the percentage of credit card deposits, crypto deposits. I don't think they had wires and all that, right? But the percentage of actual crypto deposits versus credit card deposits. Because a lot of fucking people probably just log in, $50 deposit, credit card, and then carry on. So, and Polymarket's not regulated in the US. They're just across the world. But like, how are they dealing with regulations?
Let's see.
Well, like Americans, they read, oh, it's regulated. Okay, I'll just go use Call Sheet. They print me the tax forms and that's it, right?
It's crazy because you as a U.S. citizen can't even trade on Polymarket. Yet we're sitting there on all major news outlets pointing to Polymarket as
As truth of source. That's fucking insane. That's actually insane. Yeah.
what was
Yeah, it's
crazy-
funny.
What was crazy is when they were doing that, I was like cracking up. I'm like, dude, they don't understand that like these aren't like polling numbers. These are just like what people are gambling on. And, like just
Including
because-
the whales trying to manipulate it.
Yeah, just because it says that like Trump's at 64% right now, that means absolutely nothing on Polymarket. Like it is literal like sentiment trading / like whales getting positions to do something. Like when you're looking like weeks out at how the market's changing, it's like it's totally irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter at all. Yet they're taking those numbers and using them as some sort of source of sentiment.
Yeah, but the election had billions on it, right? So now if they're using it as, some market that has 1 million or I don't know, 10K on it or 50K, you're like, okay, sure, it could be a little more and more manipulated, but the bigger
problem
market,
with it
you
is-
needed way more money to move it. And of course people have the money, but that's maybe that's
problem
why
with
they
it
were
is
using
that
it. Why weren't they
people-
using Call Sheet?
The problem with it is that because it's not tied to actual like to real votes or intention to vote a certain way, a lot of the volume is just Kamala's cheap right now.
Oh,
Trump is
exactly,
cheap right
exactly.
now. So like that's why the numbers are so funny to me when you use them as like
Yeah, I actually traded like Kamala and managed to profit a little bit on the swings before the final
it's like
result.
Kamala's only 14
Kamala's
cents going into
30%.
the third debate.
Buy it.
Like
Yeah, buy it.
it's just shit like that. Like, oh, Kamala's 13 cents going into the second debate. Like, if she does well, it'll be close to 50-50. And then like, you're going to sell right afterwards. And the real world doesn't understand that that is the market that they're looking at to pull data from. Like they think that it's people like voting that they think that someone's going to win, not people are buying a candidate because they're cheap and they want to sell them next week.
Yeah, like they think that she has 50% chance to win, but they're buying her at 14%. Like all it tells you is they think she has a 50% chance to win.
All it's saying is that they think that her general national percentage of like sentiment going into should be around this. And it's currently underpriced, being valued at this. Oh my God. So yeah, anyway, I'm wondering if you'll start seeing more volume go towards Call Sheet. If you won't at all, if people don't care, they just say, oh, well, like that's UMA. Or if someone new comes out and tries to steal some thunder from Polymarket on the on-chain side, I think it'll be kind of hard in the
Regulated side for sure.
regulated side nowadays. I mean, they have
Yeah.
tons of huge partnerships, just locked in one with X. They've already been investigated. They've already beat that. They're probably working on getting regulated in the US. I feel like it's only a matter of time before you have access to Polymarket.
Yeah, next week. Oh, Polymarket's gonna fucking IPO. You're like, Jesus Christ, like fuck. Things are moving at light speed here.
It's insane. What else did we have? I saw SEC approved Grayscale's mixed crypto fund, which could signal positive movement for other funds. You know what I wanted to talk about? This brings me up. Did you see any of the shit about all these Bitcoin treasury fucking schemes that are going on?
Whoa, what do you mean? We had 100 new ones in a fucking week because that was the new hot shiny thing to go raise money. It was kind of
There-
like
There's some
SPACs. Remember
there's some old
SPACs and
dude. There, I gotta find the video.
insane.
There's some old school Bitcoiners. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but there's a guy who's been doing a ton of ordinal shit, and then Udi, and they're the ones like setting all of these up, and they're just robbing people of fucking millions and millions of dollars. Like it is one of the worst scams I've ever seen, and they're not even trying to hide it. They're bragging online about how they're
But it's
fucking.
on chain or it's like a SPAC kind of, we have a company that's going to go Bitcoin treasury
Yep.
or
Second, and they're trying to do it just like in every fucking nation state. Like get one in fucking Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, like you
oh,
name it.
I
They're
mean, if it's
fucking.
just a fee game, then it's just an AUM number, right? The more AUM you have, the more money you have, the more, fees you get,
Let me find this
and
shit,
you
dude.
live off fees. It's just a fee game.
It's
That's
such a
okay,
scam.
right? But if they're buying, if it's a scam, if they're, I don't know, like GameStop is doing a Bitcoin thing, like that. What does that have anything to do with fucking buying and selling video games and PSA 10s, right? Like, okay, that's not a scam. It's just they're adding to the treasury thing. But if they're trying to run it as like a money manager,
Nope.
it's just an AUM game. More money equals more fees equal money profited, money pocketed.
Nope.
But yeah, we don't need 100 fucking new ones, okay, guys? Jesus Christ.
Let me find this. I gotta play this video for you. It is some of the wildest, like boastful incrimination I've seen in a while. Just like, what the fuck?
Oh, and people, they just like this SPAC thing. Remember, everybody had a fucking SPAC. Chamath was the king of SPACs, but there was hundreds of other different ones. Like whatever new capital vehicle that people want to throw money into, there's always fucking sharks, just launching companies and buying companies and
Oh, here we go. I
just
found it.
chasing money. Run it.
Okay. Here, let me share this shit.
Put it on the big screen.
I am. I'm putting it on the big screen, baby.
$1 million US cap, $1 million USD market cap. So we've made like 100 million on $1 million.
Whoa.
In like in a month. We're up like our investments range, like our worst investment we've made is up like 3x. Our best investment we've made is up like 200 something x, and then everything else is like somewhere in between, like 20x, 50x, 100x.
Wait, so how did that? First of all, that's like disgusting. That's because it's on size too. It's not like you hit a 10x on 10 Sol. So basically, every company that's like we're going to become a Bitcoin treasury company, we're going to raise a bunch of money and buy Bitcoin. You're just investing in.
Yeah, and we're helping structure, and we're bringing in our partners. Like, it's kind of like early days ICOs where you have like a posse of people you bring into the token. Like we have a posse of people that we're bringing into the treasury companies, and like we have the best practices like nailed down on how to do it because we've done like 10 of these now. We've done like 12.
Are they saying the quiet part
and
loud?
like we have, I don't remember
Yes.
how many
Yes.
we have in the pipeline. They're like coming to market soon, like 6, 7 more.
Jesus Christ.
But our goal is to do one of these in every capital market on the planet. So Saudi Arabia, UAE, Turkey, South Africa, Germany, France, UK, Netherlands, Brazil, Thailand. We're announce Thailand tomorrow. Taiwan, South Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia.
Jesus, dude.
Bro's just reading out the map.
I know he's got a fucking globe next to him. You're gonna make like $1 billion on this.
And this guy's a big streamer, right? On
Yeah,
the
no,
right.
we're gonna make more than that.
Yeah. He's not
we're gonna
involved.
make a
He's
lot more
just
than that.
posting. Thread guy's
Yeah,
just
but he's like a
hosting.
streamer with like kids and like a huge audience.
Was that?
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you real quick? For Smarter Web, you said that we invested in the pre-IPO. What was the valuation in the pre-IPO?
Was at 2 pence. I think was about a £2.5 million market cap pre-IPO as a private company.
And we put in how much?
we put in $1 million to buy just under 30% of the company before it went public.
Got it. So we closed it in February. Is that right? We put $1 million in. We have a third of SmarterWeb.
Yep, January or February. So just at the beginning of this year, and today the stock price closed at £2 or 200 pence. So similarly, 100x appreciation in the share price from that pre-IPO round in the matter of a couple months. Just incredible.
And then the thing's gonna go to fucking zero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bag holders, oh, the Bitcoin treasury, and then they fucking just nuke it.
And that's the thing. They're investing in these companies. They're letting it go 100x. They're nuking it, and they're just going and starting up a new one.
Yeah. In one of those 100 countries you just listed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, not a fan.
Incredible.
Not a fan. Yeah.
It's so scummy. It makes me cringe. I don't know what happened to Udi. Like, he fucking just I don't know, seems to have lost it over the last couple years.
I never seen the guy on the left. Was he Anon before, or he's always been a public guy?
No, he's always been a public guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but he's been around for a while.
So should we do it with ETH? Can we do an ETH one?
What's up?
Can we do that with ETH?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. Did you look at that? The fucking ETH guy, the SBET guy. He took his gaming company. I mean, it's kind of the same shit, right? The gaming company. Oh, we're gonna do an ETH treasury. The thing fucking ripped up to $130 or $120. It went from $2 to 124 back down to 10. It's insane. It went up 4,000%. 3,000. Yeah. 3,800, 3,700. Have you seen that? The SBET, the Ethereum co-founder guy?
Yeah.
His
We've talked
gaming-
about it. We've talked about it a bit. I've been on the fence about it, man. I wanted to, but being the ETH bull, but it's hard for me to get behind any of these treasury plays.
I keep seeing people trying to make money on it.
It's hard for me to get
Yeah,
behind
I'm
the
buying at
treasury play
9.
when I can just buy spot and fucking trade on leverage if I want to.
Yeah,
why-
but if you buy before the announcement with what was he called, with his posse, then they're getting 4,000% return in a matter of, Jesus Christ, dude, in literally the matter of 3 days.
Yeah. It's insane.
Literally 3 or I don't know, from the 22nd to the 30th. Yeah, so 7 days, a week.
In one of my group chats, I think this has got to be in Florida. I'm trying to see the license plates to tell where this is at.
Fucking look for the orange, dude. Look for the little orange.
Well, the orange is kind of the giveaway. There's an orange sign. It says Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Where the fuck is that?
But you think we're going to see more? I mean, we're kind of seeing this more and more treasury thing. We're doing an XRP treasury. We're doing an
100%
ETH
going to
treasury.
see more. Well, the other thing is, right, I don't think that it's okay. I don't think
It's not
that,
bad to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it once. To do it once. It's
I
bad
don't
to
think
go
that
pump and dump it and create and spin up new entities that you're just pumping and dumping across different markets globally.
yeah,
That's
until
fucked
they
up,
regulate
but
it. Yeah, I mean that's what they're trying to do. They're like, there's a gray area here where there's no rules for this. So let's fucking milk this until they say, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't see how it's not outright fraud. It just is insane to me because your plan isn't to grow any of these companies long term. The plan is literally just to pump the company, sell the stock, and go invest in a new one.
yeah, not great. Not a good start.
I'm learning more and more that there are more things that are legal that are just really immoral that you could do to make money that I'll just never do because it's so scummy. But like, I see this kind of shit and I'm like, why would you even be able to talk about that publicly? You're literally just describing how you're scamming people, and it's fine for them to do it in every country of the world. until they
Yes,
rip off the
yes.
wrong person, until they rip off the wrong person in one of those groups who knows the right people, and some regulation or law gets passed so
Dead.
they can't do this anymore.
Or dead. They end up dead.
Yeah, or they end up dead for sure. What else do we have going on? I had something else I wanted to talk about today. What was it? I don't remember. There was something.
Memes are
big.
back. SPX 69K 6900 is up 20%, up 18%. Avo's up 6. Jesus, Platinum's ripping. Dude, PayPal's even up.
Did you say SPX 6900 like the shitcoin?
Yeah, it's up 17%.
It's just hilarious to me that you out of nowhere, Marty, the non-trench shitcoiner, just randomly is like, yeah.
And I don't have
SPX
any bags, by the way.
1600.
I don't have a list. It's called the red list. We only look at the red list if we really need to see where the market's at. This is the red list, okay? Pepe, SPX, Platinum, PayPal, Hood, Amazon. That's it. Like six or seven different ones. Just to see, like, okay, we got where's tech, where's shit coins, where's precious metals. We have the red list, the blue list, and the pink list. The blue list is actually what's that fucking guy's name on Twitter, dude? Cold-blooded Schiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually all of the stocks that he showed at the top. That's the blue list. It's just, and they're down on all of them. So that's great. Yeah. Yeah, what about like all these miner stuff? Like you see all these people like, oh, I'm gonna buy mining stocks and it's gonna be so much better. It's like,
Well,
dude,
not the
just buy
mining
IBIT
stock,
and
but
shut the fuck
dude,
up.
I mean, I don't know about people buying mining stocks. I know a lot about people that do, the private jet loophole, like the private jet tax loophole. They do that with Bitcoin miners,
What is that?
where you fucking, buy the private jet, then you expense all of your, that way you can write off
Oh
all
yeah,
your
yeah,
income.
yeah, yeah.
You expense everything through that company, and then you charter the jet throughout the year, sell it at the
And
end
you
of the
still
year.
fly 300 hours a year. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way you are actually usually at a loss. You pay no tax on your income. You fucking. So I know people that do stuff like that with Bitcoin miners. It's much more cumbersome than doing it with a single jet. But
Well,
it's like
Eric Trump is launching a American miner with Hut 8, which is the Canadian. They're legit. Hut 8 is legit. Canadian miners. So they're launching a new mining company. But when I look at like buying those, it's like just go buy spot, dude. Like why are you in gold mining operations? Just fucking go buy the gold spot, or the paper gold. Go buy the futures. Like why do you need to be usually the miners don't make as much money. So I guess it's the tax loophole. You know what you're getting. You still get ownership, but you can write it off a little more in your favor.
Well, you buy the machine, the miners, and then you sell them at a depreciated value at the end of the year, and you're able to
Or you
write.
can just appreciate it every year, right? Even that too, right?
They depreciate every year on their own, so like you don't have to
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah. No, like you don't need to sell it to claim appreciation on the taxes. So you
But
have this whole operation that's billions of dollars, and it's kind of like maybe you even get a refund, dude. Maybe you don't even have to pay tax because it was so bad that one year.
Speaking
But
of
what
all
about
this
buying
crazy shit,
stocks like Bitcoin mining stocks? I guess is more where I was headed. Like Bitcoin mining stocks seem a little dumb. If you're not in the actual operation and you're
they're
just
so,
buying.
dude, I don't know why anyone would buy a Bitcoin mining stock outside of like if that Bitcoin mining company were invested
We're
in.
launching a Bitcoin treasury
Because
with
they
the
think
guy
they're
from the
being
video.
clever. They think they're being clever buying beta when the alpha's gonna outperform.
No, like they both go up, sure. They both make money, sure. But in the end, like just buy IBIT, right? Like
Sometimes they don't. But Bitcoin is only gonna go up.
Yeah,
what
I'm
about a
trying to
little
think
pump
like
today, dude? What's happening today, dude? ETH is up 5%, Bitcoin's up
is it
3.
finally? Did he finally wake up?
No, it's waking up at right now as we're streaming.
Oh shit! Wow.
It's because you're back.
Yeah, the golden bull has returned. I mean, even Bitcoin just flew from this morning.
Very interesting. I was thinking that we were gonna get our chop for July. Maybe we still do. Maybe this is just our new range, 2,800 to fucking 2,200.
Jesus Christ. Do we have a new name for July? So we had Joyful June. What's the July one?
It was Jetvana July, but then people
Jet
were.
Vana July.
But then with the last week, people were a little less hopeful. You know.
Mm.
July is like Jew
I mean,
lie.
bro, that's a wicked range for fucking ETH. Like,
Jews lie. Jews lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
what was that top at 28? What like ETH really went for it, and then
28
And then the
2900
worst
pretty
of it.
much.
2880 something, and then all the way down.
2880. You had your chance to buy. I think we were streaming that day, right? You hit the Pico top.
Well, I shorted on the Pico. It was like $10 under the Pico top, I think.
That's what I mean. You shorted the Pico top.
Mhm.
So just tell
And
us when to do it again. Maybe on Friday.
I'm really bad at buying. I'm really good at saying that it shouldn't go higher.
Shouldn't be the wall you want to see. Be the wall you want to see.
I need to start being the bottom that I want to see. You know, I'm really good at feeling it. I'm just terrible at executing. Like I'll be in bed.
Sounds
looking at
kinky.
it. I'll be in bed just looking at it, and I'm like, I should probably long here or just go fucking buy spot. And then I just go to sleep and I wake up and we're 5% higher.
I'm really good at feeling it, but when it goes too deep, it's
So good.
What the fuck?
We'll see you guys on Friday. I'll do some read up on Kalshi. I'll do a mini Kalshi report on Friday.
Are you back? When are you back in your home?
Couple weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Just a couple weeks?
Yeah, but I need to get my avatar set up. I need
2 more
to
weeks.
2 more weeks. And then we're so back. But I'll have the avatar up. Deep dive of call sheet next week and the week before and the week after. We're gonna do back-to-back options talks. So Canes side events, people canceling. It was a fucking disaster. I had to reschedule 2 fucking people, and then at the end of the day, I was like, "Fuck this." So
Pain.
in
Sweet guys.
Canes,
I'm done, him.
in Canes.
Bro, that
So
was really
9th and
good.
16th will be option talk, and then 30th will be
Would you just look at that?
so we still get 3 of them this month. So
Bullish.
Jesus Christ. Look at that.
Don't look at this. Don't look at this chart. Jesus.
You sold the bottom? What are you
No.
retarded?
No, you know
You
what I
sold
want
the
to
bottom
do.
again?
This
See the
doesn't-
line? Just draw higher.
Is Solana doing
See
anything?
what happens, guys, every time that we do that?
Yeah, every time we do some mega up is not good. We need some constructive building.
Here. It's going to send us back here.
Yeah. But it's crazy that we're doing like a 10K range, like a 10% fucking range, like, and vols are fucking 30% or something. Like, Front end was like 28, 29% yesterday when I wrote the newsletter. That's insanely low. Back end was like 40 something. That's insanely low. There's some good opportunities right now to get some longer dated stuff if you still think whatever direction, but I think you can play some volatility stuff longer dated if we continue to see these outsized moves. See you guys on Friday. The We Are So Back stream.
Bye bye.
Yeah, we'll be back
Later,
on
guys.
Friday for the We Are So Back stream. Thank everyone for joining us. Enjoy the south of France. And
I'll need your help with the avatar getting booted up.
Yeah. You can FaceTime me and I'll like help walk you through.
All right, we can do it before the show.
Enjoy the pump before it dumps.
Yeah,
Enjoy
enjoy
the
the
pump.
pump before the dump, before the
Later.
repump.